Okay. No more scripts. No more redos. No more retakes. This is gonna be one long take. It is going to be hell. Overwatch 2 has a problem. A big problem. And it's not the balance itself, although it does have a lot of problems that are slowly rearing its head and people are realizing it. It's the balance philosophy that is going to kill everything about this game. If you don't know, the mid-season patch for Overwatch 2 has rolled out. Season 9's mid-season patch buffs 15 characters and nerfs 2. I don't think people realize that this is the cause of power creep. Why things were so bad in Season 8 and before. Why the damage was so high, tanks and DPS and support, everyone just exploded. And the healing was so high that if you weren't dying immediately, you would just be at full health all the time. That is the reason, the power creep, the continuous buffs. They don't buff. It's so infuriating to look at, to see. And to preface this, like, the low tier characters that you think of aren't all that bad, at least on paper. Like Ryan with a big 1400 shield, a massive armor pull, and basically insta kill and some long range and a very big hammer with high burst damage. Yeah, on paper he's really good. It's just that he gets shut down by everyone else and what they can do. Same thing with Orisa, same thing with Sigma. It's the same with other characters too, like Tracer was actually really good before the mid-season patch. You know what got buffed? Torb. You know what character is no longer really good? Tracer. Why? Because Torb shuts down Tracer. At least if you're a good Torb and know how to play the turrets. But that's the point. Like, certain characters aren't bad, and then you just give them something and they completely stomp out, go through every single other person up the ranks until they're S tier. And it's stupid. It's honestly really stupid how they don't realize this. After time and time again, they have been proven wrong. They buff characters and nerf them down. It's happened so many times. In fact, like, getting a little look at this, about 50 of the almost around 200 nerfs are just inverses of other buffs that have happened. Zarya bubble, Orisa fall off, Mei slow, Tracer damage, Brig shield, Bat or mortality cooldown. They're just directly inverted from other things that have happened because they realize it's too strong. It's not because the character was bad in the first place. It's not because the character was struggling completely. It was the fact that the other characters that were good stomp out what the other character could do. Ryan was so hard to play because he was so easy to just back off from. Zen was really good, and every time you dove onto him, he would just kick you away, discord you, and you can't catch up to him. You see the problem there? It's not that Ryan was inherently bad. No. If Ryan could stay close to the Zen, he'd win. But he can't. So, nerf Zen, they did, and what happened? Ryan was okay now. He was in a decent spot. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't good, but he wasn't terrible. And if you're wondering how many changes there have been to all the characters, not including the reworks, all the notes on the reworks, and like passive changes like Mercy, Sympathetic Healing, and what was it? Parting Gift from Lifeweaver. I think just about 600. 600 changes, including this mid-season patch right here. So 600 changes. A third of them are nerfs, which already states that everything keeps going up, because the other 400 changes, unless they're half as effective as the nerfs, it will just boost everything up. By the way, the buffs are not half as effective as the nerfs. In fact, the nerfs are less effective than the buffs. And then not only that, but a fourth of these, which is about 50 of them, are just inverses. Just completely just reverse it. Because it was too strong, it was too good. So, what's the problem? I don't know. We keep doing this thing, it's not working. Think for a moment. Think with your brain. If it's not working, that means it's not working. Do something else. You have had a year and almost a half to figure this shit out. And they haven't thought of it. Like, oh, these buffs aren't working. Maybe we should do something else. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Change your balance philosophy entirely? Go nerf some characters? Go nerf the high tier characters that just absolutely fucking stomp everyone? Yeah. Maybe you should do that, huh? But even that, there's a whole bunch of other nerfs that are paired with a buff that essentially just is an overall buff entirely. Like in how Maga and Ramatra got armor on top of their health. They removed some health and replaced it with armor. That's an overall buff. Like, so there's like basically no nerfs whatsoever, and it is killing the game. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. I don't think enough people realize that this shit is gonna get out of hand and it needs to be nipped in the bud right now. Because what they essentially did was they kept adding stuff to the scale on one side in order for it to tip. The scale breaks, they replace the scale, and now they're just adding more stuff to one side so that it fixes itself. It's gonna break again. That scale is just gonna tip and just shatter everywhere. But also, there's something very stupid about them focusing on helping low ranks and characters that are suffering in low ranks because people can't play them, people can't do that, and they don't touch other characters that are stomping out in like Masters and GM, and eventually when people actually start getting in their champion, the new champion, these people have put in their time and effort to learn the game, get good, to be knowledgeable, have everything they need to counter whatever these low-ranked players are complaining about. And they're still focusing on, well, they're struggling with that. Why don't we just give them something here? First off, that takes away from the learning curve, which, yes, Overwatch's learning curve is very high. It is very difficult. It's a very difficult game to learn and to get good at. But when you keep bringing the floor up, the ceiling is going to keep moving with it no matter what. And eventually, you're just going to end up like 15,000 feet in the air and you're gonna look down and be like, oh shit, I can't get down. Yeah. You weren't nerfing anything, you weren't bringing stuff down. Because these high rank players, they know how to counter Rhyme going into you. They know how to counter a Winston firing at you. They know how to counter a Sojourn absolutely stomping out. And they still can't for some things because they're just too strong. There's very little or no counterplay to that character. And it makes the game not fun and turns these players who, by the way, Blizzard executives, these people are paying you money. These people are spending their time, effort, and money because they love your game and they want to get good at it. So, make it fun for them. Yeah. Like, the devs seem like a nice bunch of people. They have the passion behind their work and all the things they do. But good fucking god, man. You don't know how to balance shit. Because, like, they keep playing the numbers game. They keep playing the numbers game as if it's gonna do anything. No. It's not fun or interactive for players to try or test out. And it's just, oh, number go up. Now it good. No, that's stupid. Give something cool and fun for players to get them excited so that new people get excited to play the game. People who left and are coming back realize that there's something cool and interactive to see and to learn and to have something really fun. And the high rank players, you know, they've spent time and effort having the same stale old fucking meta for Lord knows how long, and they have something new, something fun, something interactive, at least give them a bone. You know, it's very simple. Like, don't make it numbers. Like, focus on what makes that character fun and good, because what they do needs to be fun and interactive. Having Orisa stand there and just do absolutely nothing is not fun. I don't like playing Orisa, but she's good, so I have to if I want to do any impact at all in the game. But she's not fun. She's really not fun. And it's been a problem since Overwatch 1. The meta characters aren't fun because they don't do anything special. They don't have the fun interactions and other things going for them. They just have big numbers. And speaking on that, Overwatch 1, you remember, Hog? Overwatch 1 players, do you remember Hog and how many micro buffs he got until it snapped? It broke. And you want to know what happened? Hog was so meta for so long that everyone fucking hated it. Everyone hated Hog. Playing Hog, being Hog, no one liked it. Like, if you're playing against Hog now, if you're a Hog during that, no one likes it. No one has fun with it. It's awful. No one wanted to do that. No one wanted to be there. And they're doing the same thing. They're just buffing people constantly, and the power creep is just gonna keep going up. Constantly. The gap is gonna get wider. There's a big cliff between how many good characters are and everyone else. Because there's really good characters, and then there's just everyone else in back. And they're not closing that gap. It's not fun. It's not interactive. But they should try something new. I don't know. Make Orisa Spear multi-hit, but reduce how much knockback damage and stun it does based on how many times it hits through characters. I don't fucking know. Make Ryan have a slight speed boost, like just off of the other base characters, just a little bit higher, so he has a chance to catch up. If it's too much, nerf it down. If it's too little, well, I mean, you're not gonna see too much effect from it. It might be effective enough that it's like 1 or 2%. Who knows? But try something new. Try something new. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I just want the game to do well. Overwatch has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. But the balancing philosophy is going to kill it. Like it did in Season 8 where everyone thought it was stale and just boring. So many well-known streamers and players of Overwatch just stopped playing because it was so boring, because nothing shifted. Nothing could shift because the gap is too wide. Every time they tried buffing and nerfing characters, nothing happened, nothing moved, because these small changes don't do anything. You would need a big change like Season 9 that flipped everything on its head, and everyone loved it because it was new, it was exciting, and this whole honeymoon phase of how good it is happened. And so a whole lot of people were playing. A lot of people came back because they saw, ooh, big changes that solved an issue that was big and rampant. Speaking of big and rampant problems, ranked. The ranked system, it's better than it was, it's still shit. Because, first off, the balance is so bad that either you have impact or you don't have impact in the match. And that feels awful. Because if you have impact, you are stressed the fuck out because everything is pinned on you. You are the linchpin to the fight. And yes, everyone blames the tank for stuff, especially because I'm gold silver, I'm not great. But it's like, I go and end up in a DPS game. I don't want to do DPS because it's stressful. Because every single fight relies on me getting picks faster than their team. And I'm a tank player normally. I don't do that. And speaking of tank, I have no impact. I could be stomping out the other guys, and just one of them can roll my entire backline, and I can't do anything. I generally can't fight against it. It's like, I could wipe out everything else, and then just one DPS kind of just goes around me, wipes out my entire team, and I'm fucking stuck. What do? I can't fight against that, because, god damn it, they really made it so that tank takes so much damage. And the fact that either you have impact or you don't have impact really makes it hard to learn what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because, let me tell you, there's plenty of times where I do the exact same thing, and I don't know whether or not it's right or wrong, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I don't know. I generally don't know. I look back on it, I still don't know. Like, it makes it difficult for me to want to rank up. I've been trying as hard as I can to go into rank, but I can only play like 1 or 2 games. And I feel awful afterwards because I don't know whether or not I'm doing anything right, whether or not I'm doing anything wrong, how to improve, how to get better. Because that's the whole point of ranking up. It's so that you can see yourself get better at the game. The number go up, meaning that you are getting better. Also, what the fuck, Blizzard? I win a game. It says it was expected to win, so it says I earn less points, but I still went down 2 fucking %. But that's the current state of Overwatch and how I think it is absolutely bullshit right now. It is probably going to break again if something doesn't change, and more people need to be saying stuff about it. Because good fucking god, I wish there was more nerfs happening so that things wouldn't be so bad. Blizzard devs, if you ever find this little video from a little guy over here on the smallest possible channel you can find, don't be concerned if you're going to upset certain player bases. Don't be concerned if you make the Sombra players mad, if you make the Doom players mad. Hell, make the Rhine players mad if you want to. Like, if the character is a problem, especially in high rank, where people know how to fight against things properly, fucking nerf it. Because it needs to happen. It needs to happen for the health of the game to be maintained, for the balance to be properly corrected. Remove a piece from the scale so that the entire thing doesn't break under its own weight. You are a AAA company with a worldwide audience. I said this repeatedly to so many people, but this is the truth. You will make people mad. You will make someone mad. If the entire fan base and the entire player base is after you on your doorstep saying something broke, then fix it, revert it. It's fine, okay? You made mistakes, but fixing that mistake means you're listening. That's a good sign. But just nerfing the character will do so many wonders for the balance of Overwatch and what it's doing and how it is and how characters actually interact. And then at some point you can stop making big changes. You don't have to keep shifting things with like 5%, 10%, 25%. No. You can do like one little thing, like 1% here, 2% here, maybe a slight adjustment, like a 1.5. You know, you don't have to do big things, but the entire thing will shift. And that's good for the state of the game. People will want to see the meta change and shift repeatedly over time because players learn something new and because the game changes. Players can only learn so much before they reach the limit of what can be learned for the game. But if you keep changing the game, then they have endless potential to keep coming back, to keep doing it. That's a good thing. You get more people playing, you get more people buying. These higher ranked players, they're already buying all of your passes, they're buying all of your bundles, they're buying a whole bunch of cosmetics because they are invested in your game. Focus on them. The low ranked players, they don't know what they're talking about, what they're doing. They don't know how to fight things, okay? So, in a very short and concise bullet point, nerf characters. Balance from top down, meaning high rank to low rank in priority. Make updates fun and interactive rather than just numbers. And fix the rank system so it feels a little bit more rewarding, please. Maybe if you're doing really well but you still lose, you lose a little less points. Like please. Please. Yeah, that's just a little suggestion. Okay, I don't want this to go to 30 minutes, so I'll see y'all later. Bye!